How's it going, Cubs? My name's John Bean, and today we're going to be looking at the Birmingham protests and Bull Connor. In the late 50s and the early 60s, the civil rights movement led by Martin Luther King and other prominent African-American social figures was at its peak. Many peaceful demonstrations were taking place all around the country, for example, the Montgomery bus boycotts and sit-ins. But when people think of peaceful demonstrations, the event they think about is the protest that took place in Birmingham, Alabama in the early 60s. In 1961, the Freedom Riders arrived in Birmingham, Alabama at the Trailways bus station, where the activists were greeted by a mob of angry Klansmen. A horrible beating ensued, a beating that sparked the Birmingham protests. Protests were mainly headed by teenagers and young adults. Bull Connor's an ultra-segregationist with close ties to the KKK. The Birmingham protests greatly helped to bring attention to the civil injustices that African Americans face every day because of the media coverage of the event. In the 50s and 60s, everyone had a TV, and when the protests began, images of young teens being beaten and arrested was what the rest of America saw. People were appalled by what they saw and called for a changing government and justice for African Americans. Peaceful civil rights protests inspired by Birmingham began to pop up all over America. Now it's time for the mystery document. Let's see what it is. I have said on numerous occasions, we are not going to stand for this in Birmingham. And if necessary, we will fill the jail full, and we don't care whose toes we step on. I am saying now to these meddlers from out of our city, the best thing for them to do is stay out if they don't want to get slapped in jail. Our people of Birmingham are peaceful people, and we never have any trouble here unless some people come into our city looking for trouble. And I've never seen anyone yet look for trouble who wasn't able to find it. Now what could this possibly be? What is it? What is it? I'm gonna say that it is a letter from a Birmingham jail by Martin Luther King. Yes! 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 When the Birmingham protests begun, Martin Luther King was arrested during a march. In jail, he wrote an open letter known as A Letter from a Birmingham Jail, or The Negro is Your Brother. This letter motivated protesters to keep peaceful and to keep standing up for what is right.